Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here with another copywriting tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you how to supercharge your copy. How is that possible? Basically, images. We all use images to supercharge our copy. Visual part and copy are like brothers, and when they work together, they are the most powerful combination that you can ever get. So, graphic design and copywriting, it's an awesome skill. If you're being a copywriter, I encourage you to learn some graphic design. You don't have to be a pro, but in this way, you're gonna be a double-edged sword, because not only you're gonna be able and savvy with words, but you're gonna be able to make it real, right? Like if you have so many ideas with copywriting with words, and if you take it and you learn how to use the right images, you're gonna have 10 times more results than ever. So today I'm gonna show you what is the science, what is the psychology behind stock photos, what is the science behind all of this. I learned this in a PDF by Nick Kolenda called Psychology of Stock Photos. So first you need to know what is the kind of product that you're selling. If you want people to have a more emotional association or a more rational or a more related to social stuff, right? So for example, if you're selling a financial course, a financial book, you want people to have a rational mindset, right? Because you're talking about a lot of information and you're telling them like, you need this because of these reasons in the future, and it makes sense. It involves numbers, right? You don't want people to be all hypey. So if you're in the rational part, you need to have some stock photos about business, about watches, about pens, about all this stuff that people relate to rationality, right? There's a really cool example in that PDF that talks about when you put an image of a brain scan of fMRI, people act automatically related to rational stuff, right? Like automatically that research is more valuable because of that image. So the whole science behind all of this, what you want to do with your images is prime people out. What does priming mean? Is basically getting people into the context. For example, it's like kind of when you see a movie and they show you where it's gonna take place, you already know a lot of data from that place, right? If they show you a beach, you know that it's gonna be related to swimsuits, that it's gonna be related to a really different lifestyle, relaxed, a whole set of things, right? So it's like putting the setting of a movie, right? You're telling them, okay, things are gonna happen in this place, in this area, and your brain is gonna associate it with a lot of stuff. That's why images are so important, or stock images that we always use. So rationality, you need to use pictures, for example, of people. There's proven that if you show pictures of males and not females, somehow you trigger more of this rational side, right? If someone with a suit, someone looking at you, that's really, really important. And also Asian people. That's right, it sounds funny, but all of us know that misconception that Asians are better at math, so we related to it. If you use someone who's Asian with the suit, it's gonna prime people into thinking in a more rational way, and that's exactly what you need. If you are more of the emotional side, you're gonna be needing more graphics that are more fun, that are more crazy, that have more colors, right? So a really cool one is if you choose a picture, a stock photo where people smiling, right? Let's say that you have a picture of someone smiling and then you have a picture of a baby. Which one do you think is gonna work best? Somehow, believe it or not, when people see a baby, they relate it more to being a parent, right? To being someone to take care, to this parent instinct. So it doesn't work quite well if you use images of people smiling, of people doing things, because there's some subconscious effect that when you see people doing this non-verbal signs, you tend to imitate it, right? So if you see someone smiling, even if he's not telling you anything, he's just smiling in the picture, you automatically think about smiling or want to smile. So if you want to trigger those things into people so they take action quicker, right? That's the whole purpose behind it. And this plus a really good copy that is talking about emotions. So emotional pictures plus all these things are gonna work the best. And also make sure that you never use people crossing their arms, because that's gonna get people into this state of I don't want to take a decision, right? Like this is too serious. So avoid those. And if you're going in a more social way, let's say for you want to donate, right? And you use people, stock photos about people pointed at the camera, it's gonna make people more self-aware. So if you're, let's say, for a company that it's against global warming, right? And want to help and want people to donate, you need to use pictures of people pointing at them so they feel self-aware, like, okay, it's looking at me. There's also pictures of eyes, but I truly think they are really creepy, but it makes the same effect, like, wow, they are looking at me, I need to do something, right? There's also a cool study that they showed that when they put a mirror behind, people were more self-aware. So if you put a mirror, let's say in a bank or someplace that you want to make inline, that you have problems, you are more self-aware. Or also in elevators, have you seen those mirrors in elevators? People feel like time passes by quicker if you have a mirror and you're more self-aware of it. So there's a lot of experiments about that. It's actually pretty cool. So you're more self-aware of your impact in the world and you take more action. Another cool one that I saw, it's when there was pictures of people looking at the call to action. Somehow, as human beings, have you seen those videos where there's just one person looking up and out of nowhere a lot of people come and they look up, and out of nowhere they're just seeing up, they don't know why? That's exactly the same. If you apply images of people looking at the answer, you tend to gaze because you want to know. That's pretty much the magic, the secret of magic, right? Magicians are always looking at the things that you want them to look, but behind they're doing a lot of stuff, right? So they're like, yes, look at this, but behind they're doing all these tricks, but they're always looking at what they want people to look at. So there's a lot of studies of people, of even babies, or a lot of designs of eyes gazing into the call to action, and people tend to click more. To kind of wrap it up, guys, is you basically, everything has an effect, right? You need to think about what is the effect that you want people to think, what is the setting, what is the mindset you want them to have with your product, and it does make a lot of impact even if you don't think so. So everything comes at the end for me in awareness. What do I want to transmit in this message? What do I want the result to be? And what do I want people to have in their mind while they go through my content, through my emails? So you need to prime people out, and there's no more powerful way than using images, stock photos that are really common, but you can use graphics or any other thing. Obviously, you can also do this with words. You start using certain words that are going to trigger certain associations of people's mind, and it's going to get them into buying more persuasive, right? But you need to have a good relationship between the context and what you ask people to do, because this is going to make it more fluent. So if the words and the context match, it's going to be more fluently, and people are going to think less about taking the action, right? And that's at the end what you want. You want them to take the action, to do it, to stop being afraid, and getting that good result, getting that problem solved in their lives, right? There's a really cool effect that it's called the chameleon effect, and this is just my attempt to draw a chameleon. But basically, when you know that you're being persuaded, that you're being primed, you kind of get in this opposite effect, that you're less likely to take the action because you are aware that they're trying to persuade me. So you're gonna get into this mindset that you're more prone to don't do it, even though it's gonna help you out. This happens to be every time, because since I'm a copywriter, I'm always learning more about copywriting, persuasion, and psychology. I know what's going on, so I tend to be less likely to click and to buy, even though if the product actually is gonna help me out. So be aware of that also, which is gonna take you to a different place. It's gonna be far, it's gonna be more interesting because you already know and you can learn. If you see people doing those persuasion techniques, you realize and you're like, oh, that was pretty good, I almost did it, right? So supercharge your copy with the right stock photos. Don't use any of them, use the ones that are gonna help you out the most. If you enjoyed these free trainings, guys, subscribe down below. If you wanna see more, look at me in the Instagram account where I post daily quick tips that you can apply into your copy for your social media and your online business really easily. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.